Hey guys, welcome back on my YouTube channel. And guys, this is the day 7, and today I'm gonna talk about decision making statements. Okay guys, so without wasting of time, let's jump on the topic. So topic is decision making statements, guys. And guys, I have one request. If you didn't subscribe my channel yet, kindly please subscribe the channel and then continue watch my video. Okay, so guys, the topic is decision making statements. So guys, why we need to use decision making statements and where we have to use decision making statements. Okay guys, so let's say we have one requirement of software requirement, right? And the software requirement is what, guys? You have given a user is, and on the basis of user is, you need to decide whether he is able to vote or not. Are you getting my point? Means on the basis of age, you want to print whether the user can vote or not. Are you getting my point? Right? So when the user will be voter, when user's age is greater than 18 or equals to 18. Are you getting my point? If user age is greater than or equals to 18, then we can say he is or she is able to vote. Are you getting my point, what I'm trying to say? So this is the requirement. So how we can achieve the requirement? Basically, this requirement is based on user's age. Means on the basis of user's age, we need to make the decision whether he or she can vote or not. Clear? So in this condition, the decision making statements comes in the picture. So guys, there are different types of decision making statements. Like first is simple if statement, second one is if else, third nested if else, else if, and switch. Guys, if you understand only one, then rest of the things automatically you will learn. Okay, so just be focused the first thing, and after that rest of the things will be easier for you. Okay, so guys, let's jump on our if statements. Okay guys, so how to use the if statement? To understand this thing, we need to go on the playground. Okay, so guys, as you can see, we are on the playground. So let's create a variable. First of all, let me remove this variable and let me create one other variable, that is let is. Okay guys, so is could be any number. Okay, so let me take any number like 34. Okay, and on the basis of age, we want to decide whether he or she is voter or not. Okay guys, so how we can decide, guys? How we can decide? With the help of decision making statement. So first decision making statement is if statement. Okay guys, so let's understand the if statement. So guys, to write if statement, what is the syntax actually? So if you go through the syntax, then syntax is what? First of all, you need to use the if keyword, then you will put your condition and you will start a curly braces, and after that you will write your code, and after that you will close your curly braces. Okay, so this belongs this creates a block, and this block is dependent on this condition. Okay, so let me go on our playground and let me write the syntax. So syntax is what, guys? First of all, write if keyword and then put your condition here. Okay guys, condition, you can put the condition or you can put a bool value. Okay guys, so the if condition will execute the block of code on the basis of output of condition, and the output of condition will be always a bool value. Are you getting my point, what I'm trying to say here? Means instead of passing the condition, you can directly pass a bool value, right? But because our requirement is based on condition now, guys, so we need to pass the condition here actually. Okay, and your code comes here. Okay, your executable code comes here. Got it, guys? So how we can create if statement? Okay, so let's create for our requirement. So our requirement is what? If age is greater than 18, then print you are able to vote, right? If not, then you are not able to vote. Okay, so how we can do it? We will write if, and now we need to write the condition. So guys, have you remember in the operators video we have seen how we can create the conditions? Have you remember we have some comparison operators to compare something? Okay, so on the by the use of comparison operator we can make conditions. Okay, so let's create the condition, and condition is what, guys? Age should be greater than 18. Are you getting my point? Because my age is stored in the age variable. Okay, so I'm gonna check whether my age is greater than 18 or not. Okay, so according to sentence you will put the curly braces here. Okay guys, so let me put the curly braces actually, sorry, here, and in this curly braces you will put your dependent code. Are you getting my point? Dependent code, it means which code is dependent on this condition. Clear to all of you? So my dependent code is what? Print you are able to vote, right? Why this is dependent statement? Because this statement should execute or if and only if this condition is true. That's why this statement is dependent on this condition. If this condition is true, then it will execute. Okay guys, clear to all of you? Clear what I'm trying to say here? Okay guys, so this is your if statement, right? Now next let's jump on the next is what? If else statement. Okay guys, so where we have to use if else statement? So as we have seen, the if statement having one condition and it's having a block of code. Okay guys, clear? So if your condition is true, then this block of code will be executed. But what if our condition is false? Are you getting my point? If your condition is false, then you want to execute some other dependent of codes. Are you getting my point? Means if this condition is true, then I want to execute this block of code. Means if there are 3 lines of code, then these 3, let's say we have one more statement is there, your age, and this statement is also dependent on this condition. Okay guys, so these 2 statements are going to be executed if and only if this condition is true. But what happens if this condition is false? Let's say we have 2 more statements, and those 2 more statements are dependent on the condition where this condition fails. So in that case you will use else block. Are you getting my point? Else statement, if else statement. Clear? So as we have used if statement, in the same way you can use if else statement also. Okay, so first of all let me execute it and check whether what is the output. So guys, tell me what will be the output. Of course our condition is true, so it's gonna print the your age and then the message. Okay, so let me execute it first of all, and then I will show you the if else. Okay, so guys, as you can see, the output is this. Okay, now guys, if else statement. Okay, so we are talking about if else statement now. So this is the if statement, and if we add one more statement with this, that is what? Else statement, then it's called if else statement. Okay, so let me write first of all. So guys, as you can see, we have a else block. Okay guys, and there is a if block. So this block is gonna executed when this condition is true. If this condition is going to be failed, then this block of code is gonna execute. In simple words, in other words, if your if statement condition is true, then your if block of code gonna execute. If your if condition is gonna false, then your else block will be executed. Clear to all of you? Clear? Now guys, let's run it and check. Okay, the output is same. Why? Because our condition, if condition is true. But what happens if I change this symbol like this? As you can see, the message has been changed and it is printing you are not able to vote. Clear to all of you? Okay guys, so now let's change the values and test is it working correctly or not. So let me give in some 17 value and see. So as you can see, your age is 17 and you are not able to vote. Okay guys, so if I do 27, then what happens? Let me execute it. So as you can see, you are able to vote. Okay, clear to all of you? So this is the way. And guys, okay, fine. So let's jump on the next type of statement. I hope you are very clear about it. Okay guys, you want one more example? Okay, let me go through one more example. Let's say we have a number and we want to check whether is it even or odd. How we can check, guys? When a number is divisible by 2, then we can say it is even. Okay, so if it is not completely divisible by 2, then we can't say it is. So how we can check whether is it completely divisible by 2 or not? By checking the remainder. Simple, right? So first of all, we will get the remainder by dividing 2, and then we will compare the remainder with 0. If the remainder is 0, it means it is even number, otherwise odd number. Okay, so let's try it. So first of all, let me calculate the remainder. So number modulus. How we can get the remainder? By using modulus operator. Okay, we have seen in the operators session. Okay, so we are getting the remainder here, and the remainder is going to stored into rem variable. Okay, now let's check whether rem is equals to 0 or not. If it is equivalent to 0, then we can say what? We can say number is even. Okay, and what is the opposite? If this condition is false, means in that case number is odd. Okay guys, so let's run and check. So guys, as you can see, number is even. Okay, so let's make it as 57 and check. So number is odd. Okay, I hope clear to all of you. Now guys, I can do the same thing by using two if statements. Okay, so how we can do it? Let me comment it also this, and let me show you how we can do it. So I need same statement, and if rem. So guys, as you know, if we divide a number by 2, then the possible remainder is only 0 or 1. Okay, so we can make two conditions separate. Okay, and on the basis of these conditions you can decide whether number is even or not. Okay, so as you can see, there are two conditions, but this is not handy way, or you can say this is not recommended way. Okay, because there may be a chance if the question is like the number is divisible by 5 or not. In that case, there may be a chance remainder will be 6 or 3, 2, 4, any. Okay, so in that case you will not create 5 or more conditions only for checking whether the number is divisible by 5. Okay, why? Because we have two possibilities. The the remainder will be 0 or anything else. So if 0, then it is divisible by 5, otherwise whatever. Okay, so guys, this is the way how we can use if else statement. I hope clear to all of you. Now let's jump on the next type of statement. Okay, so let me uncomment this code. So next type is, guys, else if statement. Okay, so guys, now this is very important concept. Guys, be careful. This is very dangerous thing. Okay, if else if, and you should clear clarity about it where we have to use. So guys, if you have two or more conditions, please be careful. If you have two or more conditions and there is only one possibility, means there is only one possibility to become a condition true. Means suppose we have 5 conditions and at a time only one condition can be true. In that case we can use if else if. Are you getting my point, what I'm trying to say? Let's say let me take one example for you. Okay, so we have a day. Okay guys, let's say we have a day like int day number. Okay, so let me create the day, and it is the kind of, okay, so what is the requirement here? I have a day number, okay, and on the basis of day number I need to print the what is the day on, right? Are you getting it? Like 1 for Monday, 2 for Tuesday, in this way. I hope clear to all of you what I'm trying to say here. Okay, so how we can compare, how we can prepare the conditions here? In the same way, if day is equivalent to 1, then we can say print Monday. Okay guys, and else if print Tuesday. And in the same way you can make other conditions, like, sorry, with the else if you need to pass the conditions also, right? So day is equals to, okay, so if day is equals to 2, then this, if day, else if day is equals to 3, it means it is Wednesday. Okay, so let me write the short, okay, and so I'm just matching 3 values. Okay, but guys, there is a possibility of entering the values beyond the days, number of days. Like we have 7 days, okay, in a week, but there may be a chance user can enter 8 or 9. Then in that case we need to show a default message. Okay, so for that we will use else at the end. So else is the statement which gonna always executed when your all above condition is going to be false. Please keep in your mind, if the all conditions are getting false, then only your else is gonna execute. And this else is optional. If you don't put, it's okay. If you put, then also it's okay. Okay, then in that case it's gonna execute. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm gonna please enter valid day number. Okay, so I'm gonna give the this message. Okay, so let me run. So as you can see, it is printing Monday. Okay, clear to all of you? So let me change the value here. Let me write 2 here. So it's gonna print Tuesday. If I enter 8, then as you can see, please enter a valid day number. Okay, so let me enter 7. Okay, so please enter valid day number. Okay, why? Because we didn't made any condition for 7. That's why else is gonna execute it. Okay, clear to all of you? So if I'm not putting else, then it's not gonna print anything. Okay, as you can see, it's not printing anything. So I hope I was able to tell you about this decision making statements. Okay guys, and guys, one more thing is here, as I have already told you, there may be a chance you will need to pass 2 conditions within the same line. There may be a chance. How? Let's say we have 3 numbers. Okay, let's say we have 3 numbers, and those numbers are like this, and okay, this. Okay, and you need to find the greatest value. So how will you find the greatest value? Like you will write like this: if A is greater than B, okay, and A is greater than C. Have you remember guys, we have seen this operator in our operator session. So this is logical operator, so it's gonna work on these 2 bool values. Means first of all these conditions are gonna executed, and after that whatever the output becomes from these two statements and gonna apply on these two statements. So have you remembered the table? If the right hand side and left hand side both are true, then it's gonna finally return true. Clear to all of you? So let me write all conditions. Okay. Hey guys, as you can see, I have made all the conditions here. Okay guys, so if A is greater than B and A is greater than C, then it's gonna print A is greatest, and in the same way B is greatest, C is greatest. So there may be a chance these all three are equal, then in that case it's gonna print all are. Okay guys, so let's run it and check. So guys, as you can see, A is greatest. Why? Because A's value is 56. So let me make it as 114 as C's value and see what happens. C is greatest. Okay, so if I make like this, then B is greatest. Okay, so as you can see, and if I made these three as 56, and as you can see, all are equal. Okay, so guys, this is for the day. Okay guys, so I hope you was able to understand these things, decision making statements. But guys, there is one more statement, that is switch statement, and we will cover this topic into the second part of the decision making. Right, I have some practice questions for you, and so I'm gonna show you on the screen. Kindly take the screenshots. Okay. So guys, kindly solve all the questions, practice all the questions, and then we will meet in the next video. Okay guys, so thank you for watching this video guys, and guys, please subscribe the channel, comment in the comment section if you are having any problem related to programming. Okay guys, and if you have any career related questions, then you can also ask in the comment section. Okay guys, so bye bye, take care, have a nice day.